We're also streaming it live as well. Folks, we are back here live at Netroots Nation, and Moms Rising is in the house. Here, you hold that. Well, you can hold that. I'll hold this one for her. Kristen, tell us what your role is with Moms Rising, please.
I am delighted and honored to serve on the Moms Rising team, and we have over 1 million members. We have members in every state in the nation, and we are rising together.
Wonderful. And what is, I can't see your name. What is your name?
My name is Jada. I'm the campaign director of reproductive justice at Moms Rising, and I work on a myriad of issues, but in particular, I work on issues around abortion access and creating access for abortion for all people in the nation.
So what have you all been doing as you've been here at Netroots Nation? What have you been able to accomplish?
We've been doing all the things. We had a mom and parent and caregiver caucus this morning where we all shared our care stories. Everybody has a care story. Everybody's either needed care or giving care. And so we shared those, and then we turned our stories into action, heading toward that revolution in the care infrastructure that we all need. And then we also have been on panels, we've been on Radio Row, we've been doing all the things. What about you?
We've been meeting with people personally. It's really good to interact with people on a person-to-person level, because a lot of our work is online. We do a lot of digital organizing, and so this has just been a great opportunity for us to just be in community with people, hear their thoughts, and know that we're all on the same page in the same fight. And it's just been really affirming.
How did the idea come about to organize moms in particular?
It was an idea that so many people have had. Being a mom is a greater predictor of wage and hiring discrimination than gender, and BIPOC moms experience compounded discrimination to the extent that Latina moms earn just 46 cents to a white dad's dollar and Black moms just 54 cents to a white dad's dollar. So moms have come together across the country, across communities to say, make it stop. It doesn't have to be this way. We can do better as a country. And so the idea came not from one person, but from one person talking to another person, just like Jada said, being in community, sharing our stories, saying, oh my gosh, when this many people in the same types of struggles at the same time, we don't have an epidemic of personal failures. It's not our fault that we can't make it work. We need structural changes, national structural changes. And that's how Moms Rising was born and is rising.
Well, and not only that, we also know now that in most households these days, moms, it used to be the other way around during Leave It to Beaver era, but we're beyond that now. Moms are the major breadwinners and the heads of households in most families now, aren't they?
I would say not even on just a financial level, but mothers and caregivers and maternal figures are the overarching just leaders of families, not even just households, not even the people that are only in their households, but mothers are the leaders of communities, families, they're the leaders in schools, and so on and so forth. So yes.
And I note you also said maternal figures, because when we talk about moms, those that doesn't exclude people who are non-biological mothers, right?
Yes. Yeah. We also like to be inclusive and use language like caregiver, maternal figures, and so on and so forth. So yes.
You mentioned your work in terms of abortion access and reproductive rights. I guess there's a wellspring of movement around that. Those of us who were always involved in the Roe movement for years predicted this, but it's like people didn't believe it. The sky's falling. And then Dobbs actually happened. Yeah. And now people, I think every election, and it's been mostly local ones, where that has been an issue, moms, to use your language, have won.
Yeah. I think that when we saw SB 8 pass in Texas, people couldn't believe that actually happened. That is actually what made everything jump off. Yeah. So when we saw Dobbs happen, folks in Texas like me, I'm based in Houston, Texas. We already saw it coming. Okay. And I'm actually, a little bit grateful to the movement, because now everybody's, kind of catching up to what we already knew was going to happen. As activists and advocates, we saw attacks on abortion, trans rights, youth, trans youth rights, healthcare, and all of the other issues that we work on. We saw all of that coming, and so yes, although I'm grateful that people are finally catching up, and there's a lot of activism and education going around abortion access. There's a ton of work to do, and specifically, we want to make sure that we highlight and center people of color, especially women of color, immigrant women, people who live in border communities as well, who are susceptible and very vulnerable to these attacks on healthcare and abortion access.
You live in Texas?
I live in Houston, Texas.
Okay, so we're going to keep you in our prayers. Where do you live?
I live in Washington State, which is one of the states that is accepting people from other states to provide the full spectrum of healthcare services.
Okay.
But I work across the nation, and I think I've been to 7 states in the last month. So we're working on making sure that every single person has access to the healthcare they need, including the full suite of reproductive healthcare. Everyone has access to the ability to thrive. And so that means we work on things like access to abortion care. And one thing that people don't realize is that 6 in 10 people who need and have abortions are already moms. This is very much a mom issue. So when people are surprised about seeing, purple states rise up and protect abortion access, we are not surprised, because we know that when we're talking about bodily autonomy, being able to decide if, when, and how many children to have, that crosses partisan lines, that crosses family lines. And so that is a key policy for us. So is affordable childcare, paid family medical leave, youth justice, actually making some justice out of our unjust criminal justice system. All of those things are top policies for moms and for Moms Rising.
Yeah, and are you all also registering voters and doing voter education and all that kind of stuff as well?
We definitely work hard to get out the mom vote. There are 76 million mom voters in the United States of America.
Wow.
So it is not surprising that the far right now is targeting mom voters. And so we are standing up
So?
also.
What
Oh my goodness. We have a horrible, awful, very bad situation with the Moms Against Liberty, who are a very small, very vocal, well-funded, right-wing extremist group that the Southern Poverty Law Center just rightly called a hate group. And they are saying that they are speaking for moms. We are here to say they are not. That is not us. In fact, we had a billboard circling their recent convening, and it said, "Stop embarrassing us."
So
Stop embarrassing the real moms of America.
So when you say they are real, give me an example. What are some of the things they're saying that are out of control?
Oh, they're the ones who are sparking the book ban, saying that we can't teach accurate history, saying that other people need to define who we can love. We need the freedom to be able to learn accurate history so we don't repeat history's errors. We need the freedom to be able to love who we love. We need the freedom to be able to do what we want with our bodies. We need to be able for our children to learn and thrive, and they are against all of that. And so it is awful, and we are the antidote.
Well, and not to mention that when we talk in terms of the erasure of affirmative action, the moms community benefited from that as well. Some people think, well, that's just a black thing, but affirmative action was about all diversity. And if you aren't allowing people, including moms, to go to colleges and universities to better themselves and come up, then what are you doing there too?
You're essentially stopping an entire generation from learning and cultivating their own life. You're essentially like blocking people, and it's intentional.
Yep.
It's intentional for it to be that way. They don't want to see a group of people of color, black people, black youth, Latino youth. They don't want to see those people, succeed. At the end of the day, all of this is rooted in anti-blackness and white supremacy. And so it's very intentional that they would do those kinds of things. And it's, like I said, it's no surprise to us, but it's good to see folks waking up and seeing that this is actually happening in real time, and we have to act right now.
That's right.
Waking up. How can people keep up with Moms Rising? What's your website?
www.momsrising.org. We're also at Moms Rising on all the places.
All the places.
And we're Mamas con Poder in Espanol on all the places as well.
Wonderful. Kristen Rowe Finkbeiner,
you got it, yes.
Okay. Jar Juice?
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
Senegal?
Yes.
So I knew that, did you? Sajay Fo Kwame Nkrumah, I always quote him because it's very important. The leader of the independence movement in Ghana, the first president of Ghana, said that you determine a people's revolutionary awareness by the political maturity of its women. Look that up. He always said that. So what you're all doing is very important.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Take
Thank
care.
you.
All right. We're live here in Netroots Nation, folks. We'll be back with you shortly. Stay tuned, follow, make it plain.